This is a segment where we take a look at an IP-related game, and I tell you if the theme and the mechanisms fit well together, and whether it's a game you should consider. Today we're going to look at Night of the Living Dead by Simon. Night of the Living Dead is one of my favorite movies of all time, with one of my favorite lines in the movie of all time, which is, "They're coming to get you, Barbara." I love that line. Anyway, so I got one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite board game companies to come together and create a game based on a system, Zombicide, that I absolutely love, and boy, they nail it. The big IP-driven thing in this game is the Romero Mode. This is why you're coming to this game versus any other version. In Romero Mode, you're very weak. You're just like the characters in the movies. And as you progress up, you will get into Zombicide Mode, where you have chainsaws and you're fighting until you see a relative. And when your relative, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, your grandma comes out, all of a sudden your heart softens. These are no longer just monsters or ghouls. Instead, that's your sister, that's your brother, that's your cousin, that's your kid, that's your mom, that's your dad. And your heart softens. And you can't be as wild and you can't be as violent as you were just a few minutes ago, because reality has come back to you. And that's a really big thing in Night of the Living Dead, and it comes crashing through in this game. I feel like the scenarios, that Romero Mode that's included, really bring the IP alive, and it brings the mechanisms of Zombicide and these new variant mechanisms you have and collide almost perfectly, like peanut butter and jelly, onto this game. And the IP and the mechanisms and the theme all fit so well together, and it really works. And the game is good. A lot of people say Simon has too many expansions, $1,000 in every game, blah, blah, blah. It's a self-contained system you can get into. It has one little Kickstarter box that you may or may not need depending on your love of the source material. And it's affordable in relation to some other stuff that they put out. And they really, really nailed it here. One I can recommend to you. And the IP and the mechanisms fit. Blew my mind. Great job.